So, observe this 32-year-old man. A 32-year-old man with a podcast where he brings little kids to interview and then stalks them on Facebook and harasses and stalks women all over social media and anybody who says anything against him. This is pod awful. 2 years ago, I made a post on Twitter about how we should stab Nazis. Because, you know, we're Americans. We kill Nazis. And he got butthurt about that, along with a guy called Stone Toss, who does really crappy comics, who's also still incredibly obsessed with me. Oh, and so is Dylan Thomas. My goodness. That guy I hadn't even thought about in like 3 years until his fans start showing up, be like, Dylan's made a video, but I don't fucking care. Don't care. I could kill you all, and there's nothing you'd be able to do to stop me, because you haven't been able to stop me in 6 fucking years. This man, whose name is Jesse Powell Stroud, is wearing blackface. And he has the audacity to call me a racist, because I called Driftwood Samuel Battle, a guy who was my friend for 3 years, who I broke bread with, drank with, smoked with, was friends with, brothers, shared emotional bonds with, shared birthdays and holidays with, turned on me after I explained to him that because of his violent tendencies, people don't want to be around him and don't want to be his friends. And he turned on me, calling me a rapist and a pedophile, spreading those rumors around, sending people to attack me, harass me, doxing me, putting my place on blast. After all that, after pushing me to the very limit, I call him the N-word. I did. And he deserves it. I don't believe you should use that against any black person. In fact, I love using that word against Donald Trump and Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell. And the thing is, I've never shied away from this. I'm very publicly open about this. And these people like to use these things like, ooh, look, he's actually a bad person. It's like, okay, dude, you wore blackface. You don't have the higher ground. You're not Obi-Wan Kenobi in this scenario. Honestly, you're Anakin screaming in the lava that you hate me, and I'm going to walk away. This is the last time I'll be addressing you, talking about you, and honestly, I just did that podcast to spite you, and I don't even really like doing it. I get really sweaty because I can't have my fan on because there's background noise, and the makeup closes off my pores, so I'm done with that. And I'm done with you. You got kicked off of Twitter for having @the N-word as your Twitter handle and being super racist, and now your new Twitter handle is @Redskins2. Yeah, Redskins. Good job, dude. And I know you're going to take all my audio out of context and make me sound like a terrible person, because that's all you have. You can't make people hate me based off of my own real content. You have to take things out of context. And it's funny, one of your fans came to me on Instagram being like, you hit the peak when Pod Awful stopped talking about you. Oh, he stopped talking about me, did he? Did he? No, he didn't. Because I live in his headspace. That's why he paid money for a SantaCruzJoker.com domain to redirect people to his YouTube channel. That's why he spent money on a Joker and Harley Quinn outfit for Driftwood and Michael. That's why he spent money getting Chris Hansen to call me a pedophile. That's why he's made dozens of podcasts about me. That's why he's made a bingo about me. That's why he sells merchandise featuring my face and pretends to be me on Instagram and Twitter multiple times. Because I live in his headspace. You are not the bigger man. You're not the better person. You're a pussy who lives in New York, who set up a fight with me, didn't show up and called the police. Because you are a fucking coward who needs his fans to pay your bills, to buy you pizza and your Dr. Pepper. And by the way, you make fun of me for being fat, dude. You keep eating pizza and drinking Dr. Pepper, eventually your body's going to give up. And you're going to be a fat old man who won't be able to handle it. And I know you don't get any pussy right now. That's why you have to make up having a girlfriend. You literally made up having a girlfriend and then made her racist. Like, this guy is just the most pathetic person in the world, who is so desperate for everyone's attention. Like, every time, he's always fucking with people, and then they finally fuck back, and he acts like he's the victim. He's a coward. Anybody who listens to this man is a fucking retard. And no amount of dislikes on this YouTube video will change that. It never does. He is still a faggot. Yeah, you got a large fan base of children who like seeing you bully and harass people. You brag about being a bully and harassing people. Meanwhile, I'm trying to inspire people to be better.
Okay.
I win. I always win. I won against Driftwood. He's now cutting into his arm, about to commit suicide. He's going to end up in a psych ward, either dead by his own hand or by the hand of the others or cops, or he's going to end up in prison again. You accomplish nothing with him. He's just some homeless wackadoo that every one of his friends is starting to realize will betray them like that. Because they saw him do it to me. Even Michael, that little dude who dressed as Harley Quinn, the guy with the Bane mask that followed me around all the time, he even came in to my private Instagram apologizing. And I called him the N-word too, for calling me a rapist and a pedophile. Guess what? You lose the right to be like, oh, I'm black, you can't be mean to me, when I do believe Black Lives Matter, and I don't believe the cops should be just killing black people, or locking up black people, or choking them out.
Good news.
But here is Pod Awful, a guy calling me a racist. Well, he calls me a racist and a rapist and a pedophile, but specifically calling me racist, wearing blackface, making fun of black people being choked out. If you actually think that this is a way to honor that, you have severe autism, and you need to go get medication. Okie dokie? Great! I'm Harlan, the Santa Cruz Joker. You can't stop me. Never have been able to. Never will. You don't scare me. So, keep proving that you're obsessed with me, buddy. Go on. Make another 2-hour podcast about me. Go make more posts about me. Go pretend to be me some more. Go on. Go on. Go on and do it.
Okay.
And you will. I know you will, because you think you're the better man, but you can't stop talking about me. You can't stop thinking about me. You can't stop making things about me. Go on. Come on. Come on. I'll always win, because you're a punk little faggot.
Now, I'm not the best at math, but this video is from, according to this, 2 months ago. And the last time I talked about Harlan, a.k.a. the Santa Cruz Joker, was 5 months ago. It's been 5 months. I haven't done a single episode about the Santa Cruz Joker. He might have come up in passing, but, you bring things up from your past. I've refused to do it. I even called him a dead goon, and the entire time I've been doing that, the Santa Cruz Joker has been making video after video after video all about, you guessed it, me, Jesse, the greatest guy. By his own logic, the Santa Cruz Joker would then be obsessed with me. Completely obsessed. That's by his logic. Now, I wasn't going to do another episode about him because I know he's dying for it. He wants this. He's been begging for it to happen. The whole reason he did that episode of his show right there was because he wanted me to do another episode about him. The entire reason he finally started doing a podcast is so that Pod Awful, the show that makes fun of podcasts, would cover it. And yet, 5 months, and it hasn't happened one time. So how did we end up here? I'll tell you. I've decided I need to do some redecorating, and I actually need a bigger space. And while taking up all this space inside Harlan's head and all of the goons' brains is nice, I could use a bit more. I realized something, and this is why we're doing this show. I realized something. When I stopped talking about the goons, all of the wannabe podcasts out there, the Pod Awful Lights, the discount dollar store Pod Awfuls out there, start finding my goons. And I went in and I built them up and made them into something worth watching. And then these guys come in like they discovered them behind me. And it sickens me. And I'm not going to let that happen with Harlan the way I did with, let's say, Kay's Good Cooking, where now everybody covers Kay after I put in all this hard work. She's mine. I live inside Kay's big, fat titties the way I live inside Dick Masterson's ass or Harlan's head. So it's time to do some demolition, and it's time to do some redecorating, and it's time to make sure that I've got enough room for all of the goons on the internet, because at this point, I should own them all. I'm the best at this, and something else actually occurred to me as well. While I'm doing this redecorating, I needed a little something to listen to, and I hate to admit this, but last night I watched the presidential debates between Donald Trump and that other guy, and I watched him thinking, you know what, Donald Trump is a funny guy. Maybe this will be entertaining. It wasn't. I would never vote. I don't vote. I'm not a Trump guy, but guys like Harlan himself claims I'm a Trump guy. He lumps me in with Trump supporters all the time. And it hit me. I think I know why he believes I'm a Trump supporter. I have a lot in common with President Trump. Number one, we're both very funny. Number two, we can't stop winning. And number three, we're both into developing real estate. Yeah, okay, I guess that's level. So anyway, I think that maybe it's time. It's time to bring back Harlan, at least for one night only. But I have to be careful doing something like that. You know, we can get too far into the weeds covering a guy like that. If you know anything about me, my history, this show, listening to that video I just played for you, you know, everything he said in it about me is a lie. I'm not going to go point by point, case by case on how he lied and what it. That's what he does with me. That's the trap. That's why he put out that video. Instead, I can just do things like this. I can post this video that somebody else put on Twitter and show you, oh, is it true what he says about when he uses the N-word? Well, let's find out.
I wasn't talking to you, no, but you were fucking. Shut up!
So there's Harlan, and he's talking to his video camera, and some teenagers drive by laughing at him for, I don't know, dressing like the Joker in public. And this is how he reacts.
Hey, your laugh isn't even good, faggot.
The F slur.
Are you done being a little nigger?
The N slur. Now, was that after breaking bread with your friend Driftwood maybe the funniest use of that phrase that's ever happened, considering the fact that you did get breaded by Driftwood later on? I don't know. It's not the point. You've seen that clip. You've seen it all. For 5 months, I've been completely silent on Harlan. And for 5 months, he's been wanting to make this show happen. He thinks. Now, it's easy to think you want me to talk about you because it does get you publicity. Ever since I stopped talking about the Santa Cruz Joker, he stopped being a thing on the internet. And eventually, another one of these I can be night waves will come along and find him and act like they own him. I'm not going to allow it. So hopefully this will be the last episode we do about him. But if it's not, that's okay because I'm putting it out there to the internet. I own the Santa Cruz Joker. As a matter of fact, I own all of the Earth Joker. And I own that phrase. The crazy thing that's happened in these past 5 months of not dealing with this autistic weirdo is that all of our goons have slowly become Jokers. We've actually found better Jokers than the Santa Cruz Joker after all of that. And he put out this video just the other day, just trying to reclaim his title. He must have seen that the past 2 weeks I've been talking about other Earth's Jokers and not even mentioning him in all of the fun. So of course he says this.
I have the right to defend myself, and you know, you don't have any right to try to fucking harass me because of accusations you see on the internet. Okay? I have a fucking lawyer, man. I have a rich fucking family. I'll fucking bury you with legality. Like, fuck you. Okay? Stop it. It's just super childish at this point. I understand the fucking idiots on the internet, you know? Like some idiot who lives in New York who has a fucking stupid podcast. You know, just talking shit because that's all he does.
Who,
He
me?
just talks shit on people, makes shit up, lies about people. That's all he's good for. That's how people are like, oh, he makes money doing it. La-di-da. Cool, you made your fortune being a piece of shit and eventually someone's gonna kill you over it. Fucking good for you. And I mean, listening to anything you see on Facebook is just like, what are you? 72 years old? Who the fuck still listens to shit on Facebook?
Well, unfortunately, a lot of people. But this isn't Facebook. This isn't even YouTube. because Harlan, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of covering you publicly. No, we're going to do it behind the paywall. So all of this trying to get me talking about it, for 5 months, Harlan's wanted me to rag on him just to get him a little popularity again. And if he wants to see it, he's going to have to be like all the rest of you and join our paywall pizza fund. I can't do all of this stuff publicly anymore. The internet wants to censor comedy. So we built our own Patreon because even Patreon won't let you do it. And I refuse to do ads. I refuse to monetize YouTube. I refuse to have sponsors. We built our own thing. It's called the Pizza Fund. And tonight on the show, behind the paywall, we're going to be ranking the Earth's Jokers, and we're going to find out exactly where Harlan lands in the middle of all of these goons turning Joker. I thought it was an epidemic when they all started going trans. The only thing worse than that is literally putting on clown makeup and prancing around like you're so serious, like you're twisted, like you're damaged, man. I don't think he's even going to rank that highly, and he's going to die not knowing what it is. We'll cover this video, we'll cover the other goons, and we'll even get into just how fat has Harlan gotten, because the boy is a big boy, and he's only getting bigger, much like one of the Earth's Jokers, a man named Mersh. Join the Pizza Fund, podawful.pizza. Tonight's show is in the $12 level, many levels to choose from, and you get immediate access to 10 years worth of content, the likes of which you've never seen. It's the greatest show online, podawful.pizza.
Support the show. Join the Pizza Fund. Podawful.pizza.
Pineapple is our what now?
Sorry, nigga.
I'm Tom Gully, and you're watching Is This Live, the show
This content right here
on the Podawful TV network.
is Pizza Fund's own.
Podawful.pizza.
This shit is beefer. You're listening to Howdy Do with J. Crew.
Podawful.pizza.
We got shooters in these streets.
Nigga.